Welcome to our 5 minute session. Today, we will discuss about the negative effects of cyber ostracism and how mindfulness can play a role to ameliorate these negative consequences. As we start, I would like to ask you a quick question. Have you ever posted something on social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and pondered on the question, why do I have so little likes or comments comparing to my other friends? And are there any hard feelings involved? In the current cyber age, social media platforms allow us to maintain a positive relationship with others. We can find happiness and boost our self-esteem while using these networking tools. And when we share our daily lives or ideas on these platforms, there is a tendency for us to search for popularity and present our ideal selves to the world. Despite the positive outcomes of using social media, at times, we might feel left out online, especially when our photos or comments we shared received fewer likes or attention. Psychologists often describe this phenomenon as cyber ostracism. Past research suggested that people can experience intense distress, perceive less social support, and endorse more conspiracy beliefs under cyber ostracism. Knowing the detrimental effects of cyber ostracism, Dr. Poon and his team decided to look into ways to ameliorate these negative impacts of cyber ostracism in 4 areas: psychological distress, negative emotions, hostility, and antisocial tendency. Thus, the proposed method to cure these negative consequences is the practice of mindfulness. First, we have to answer the question, what is mindfulness? It refers to the present-focused awareness that emerges through paying attention at the very moment, while having a non-judgmental, open-minded acceptance of experiences. Previous psychological research has demonstrated that high mindfulness could lead to more positive emotions, better well-being, and higher levels of relationship satisfaction. So you might ask, how can we relate mindfulness to social media usage? Some indirect past research pointed out that mindful people have a lower tendency to share content and avoid self-presentation. Moreover, they also showed better control over their usage of social media and are less likely to become addictive. Additionally, there are 3 reasons why mindfulness has the potential to ameliorate negative impacts of cyber ostracism. The first reason is because mindfulness may facilitate effective and flexible coping strategies, such as being more aware of their internal thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Secondly, mindfulness could reduce people's tendencies to ruminate on the negative impacts of cyber ostracism. It encourages people to focus on the present instead of attending to distractions from the past experiences. Finally, mindfulness may also increase compassion for the self and others due to its non-judgmental feature. Nevertheless, this finding aims to fill the research gap by investigating how mindfulness can assist people to cope with interpersonal setbacks, especially the experience of isolation online. Thus, we hypothesized that trait mindfulness weakens the 4 maladjustment outcomes of cyber ostracism. We recruited 191 participants to complete the following measures. A 15-item mindfulness attention awareness scale was registered to measure participants' mindfulness prior to the manipulation. Then, an experimental manipulation was introduced, which is a collaboration task on social media where participants in the ostracism group received significantly lesser likes compared to the control group. After that, participants were given a 20-item psychological distress and negative emotion measure, a 35-item hostility measure, and an antisocial tendency measure examining their likelihood to engage in antisocial behavior under 4 hypothetical situations. The results from the above experiment show that trait mindfulness significantly moderated the effects of cyber ostracism on these maladjustment outcomes. Participants with higher mindfulness showed lower psychological distress, negative emotions, hostility, and antisocial tendency, as shown in the figures. To conclude, the current study successfully showed that cyber ostracism negatively influences people's psychological, emotional, and behavioral responses. It also provides us with vital information regarding the important role of mindfulness in ameliorating these negative outcomes. This is the end of the presentation, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you would like to learn more about the research, you can scan the QR code to read the full article. Thank you for your time, and see you next time.